Wysteria, energy, twister.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Legends of Britany. We are now on the Marriage Girdle. This ballad has reference to the Breton expedition, which sailed for Wales in 1405 to assist the Welsh under Owen Glendower to free their principality from the English yoke. The Bretons rendered material assistance to their Welsh brothers and had the satisfaction on their return of knowing that they had accomplished that which no French king had ever been able to achieve, the invasion of the English territory. The expedition was commanded by Jean de Rix, Marshal of France, and numbered 10,000 men. The ballad tells how a young man, on the morning after his betrothal, received orders to join the standard of the Rooks to help the Bretons oversea. It was with bitterness in his heart, says the lover, that he entered the house of his betrothed with the object of bidding her farewell. He told her that duty called him, and that he must go to serve in England. And their tears gushed forth, and she begged him not to go, reminding him how changeful was the wind, and how perfidious the sea. Alas, said she, if you die, what shall I do? In my impatience, to have news of you, my heart will just break. I shall wander by the seashore, from one cottage to another, asking the sailors if they have heard tale of you. Be comforted, Aloyda, said her lover, and do not weep on my account. I will send you a girdle from oversea, a girdle of purple set with rubies. They parted at daybreak, he to embark on the sea, she to weep, and as he sought his ship, he could hear the magpies cackle. If the sea is changeable, women are even more so. When the autumn had arrived, the young girl said, I have looked far over the sea from the heights of all mountains of Erez. I have seen upon the waters a ship in danger, and I feel that upon it was him whom I love. He held a sword in his hand. He was engaged in a terrible combat. He was wounded to death, and his garments were covered with blood. I am certain that he is dead. And before many weeks had passed, she was affianced to another. Then good news arrived to the land. The war was finished. The cavalier returned to his home with a gay heart. No sooner has he refreshed himself than he went to seek his beloved. As he approached the dwelling, he heard the sound of music and observed that every window in the house was illuminated as if for a festival. He asked some revellers whom he met outside the cause of the merrymaking, and was told that a wedding was proceeding. It is the custom in Brittany to invite beggars to a wedding, and when these were now admitted, one of them asked hospitality for the night. This was at once granted him, but he sat apart, sad and silent. The bride, observing this, approached him and asked him why he did not join in the feasting. He replied that he was weary with travel, and that his heart was heavy with sorrow. Desirous that the marriage festivities should not flag, the bride asked him to join her in a dance, and he accepted the invitation, saying, however, that it was on humour he did not merit. Now, while they danced, he came close to her and murmured to her ear, what have you done with the golden ring that you received from me at the door of this very house? The bride stared at him in wild dismay. Oh, heavens, she cried, behold, I have now two husbands, I who thought I was a widow. You think wrongly, ma belle, hissed the beggar. You will have no husband this side of the grave. And drawing a dagger from under his cloak, he struck the lady to the heart. In the Abbey of Dawales, there is a statue of the Virgin decorated with splendid girdle of purple, sparkling with rubies, which came from across the sea. If you desire to know who gave it to her, ask of the repentant monk who lies prostrate on the grass before the figure of the Mother of God. It is strange that the faithless damsel should have alleged that she saw her lover perish in a naval combat, when, in the very year to which the circumstances of the ballad refer, 1405, a Breton fleet encountered and defeated an English, I think it's flotilla, several leagues from Brest. The combat was terrible, says a historian of the Dukes of Burgundy, and was animated by the ancient hate between the English and the Bretons. Perhaps it was in this sea fight that the lady beheld her lover, and if, as she thought, he was slain, she scarcely deserves the odium which the balladeer has cast upon her memory. What that means is, so the ballad makes her out to be a very saddened lover, knowing that her husband has perished, so she's going to marry again. But in actual fact, there was no reason for her to believe that, nor say that she had seen that, because according to all sources, that was not how the war was going right then, and no ship had been taken out with many slain. So, though the ballad sees her as a melancholy wife, there is a chance that that wasn't really how she was, and she just decided to move on. It's very simple. So that's what that's stating, even though the ballad does make it sound like she's a melancholy wife and she truly believed that he was dead. History shows that it's possible that she just wanted to move on. And I guess that's that. We will never know, of course, but interesting. Thank you for listening to this episode, and many blessings.
Wysteria. Energy. Twister.